Hello students, welcome to my next video tutorial. So we are going to start a new chapter today. The name of our chapter is sound. This is a very interesting chapter which we have already learned in our junior classes, and somewhat we know the basic terms related to sound. So the first question comes, what is sound? So sound is a form of energy which creates a sensation in our ears, right, or our auditory nerves. So whenever there is a vibration of any particle, there is a production of sound. That means wherever a vibration means here to and fro, an object is moving here to and fro, there will be a production of sound. So there are different ways of producing sound. We know we are known with different instruments. So sound can be produced by blowing, that is by wind instrument. Sound can be produced by beating the drums. Sound can be produced by plucking the strings of a guitar. Sounds can be produced by bowing, like in a violin. So there are different ways of producing sound. Now in each and every cases, we know there is a production of to and fro motion. That means whenever there is a vibration, there will be a sound, right? So you see, sound waves are also called as here mechanical waves. Now the reason behind is that simple sound requires a material medium for its propagation. So if there is no medium, that means vacuum, sound cannot travel in a vacuum. Therefore sound requires a material medium to travel. So sound requires either solid, liquid or gaseous medium. Okay, so out of three, sound travels faster in solid, than in liquid, than in gas, right? So you see, sound waves are mechanical waves. Now there are different ranges of frequencies. Now we are not habituated to hear all the sound frequencies. So the range of frequencies which we can hear, the human being can hear, that is called audible range, and that is from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So this is a range of audible range, right? So audible range is also called as sonic range. Okay, the range of frequencies which we can hear. Now infrasonic range, that is less than 20 hertz. Okay, so infrasonic and ultrasonic range, that is greater than 20 kilo. That means 20,000 hertz, right? So these are the different ranges of frequencies. So we can hear the audible range only, and whereas this less than 20 hertz belongs to infrasonic, and greater than 20,000 hertz is the ultrasonic. Okay, so these sound waves comes under mechanical waves. Sound waves are also said as longitudinal waves because the particles in the medium, they vibrate in the direction of propagation of wave. Okay, so there are two types of wave we have learned in other classes also, like transverse wave and longitudinal wave. So when I say transverse wave, that is light, and when I say longitudinal wave, that is sound. So sound belongs to mechanical waves and longitudinal waves, right? Whereas light belongs to transverse wave. Light can travel in any medium, but sound requires a material medium for its propagation. Okay, so you see, we cannot speak or communicate with each other in space. That means astronauts, they talk with each other in gesture or signals, because there is no air, that is no atmosphere, so sound cannot travel there, right? So these are the properties of sound, and it is measured in terms of decimal. The noise is measured in terms of decimal and frequency in terms of hertz. The phenomena of returning back of sound wave after striking a surface is called a reflection of sound. So we know reflection of light. Whenever a ray of light falls on a smooth surface, it gets reflected back in the same medium. So likewise we also have a reflection of sound. So you see I have drawn one diagram here which is an example which proves that there is a reflection of sound. I have placed here two tubes, that is B and C. So this tube B is placed in such a way that it is an inclined with point A. That means a watch is being placed near a tube B and it produces a click sound. Now as soon as the click sound produced by this watch passes through this tube, it can be heard in the other end when if you place an ear to a next tube called C. So the angle of incidence becomes equals to angle of reflection. So from this experiment we can say that whenever a sound falls on a rigid surface, it also gets reflected back in the same medium. Okay. So the repetition of sound due to reflection through a rigid object can also be said to be as echo. Okay. So echo is a condition which is produced due to repeated production of sound. That is, when sound repeats after reflection from a rigid surface, there will be a production of an echo. So there are some conditions which is required for the production of echo. So the first condition is that the reflecting object should be very large. Whenever you are producing a sound, that sound will go and reflect the rigid surface. The rigid surface should be large enough. Okay, and the distance between source and the obstacle must be 17 meters. Though it depends upon the medium, it depends upon the temperature. The 17 meter is not fixed, but you see generally the distance between the observer, or that is the source, you can say source, and the obstacle must be 17 meter, right? Third thing, you see the sound produced by this source should be have a minimum intensity. If the sound produced by a source will not have a minimum intensity, then the reflected sound won't be much good. Okay, so these are the conditions for the production of echo. So the definition and the condition I have noted on the board. You see, an echo is a repetition of sound due to the reflection of original sound by large and hard surface, right? So whenever a sound goes and reflects a hard surface, it comes back in the same medium, and there are few conditions for the production of an echo. As already I have said you, the size of reflecting body must be very large, right? The original sound should be of short duration. Now if the sound produced by a listener is of short duration, then quickly it will go and reflect back, and you can distinguish this reflected sound, right? Now if a sound is statement, you know that if it is long, then it will take time to get reflect back, right? The minimum distance between the listener and reflector should be 70 meter. You see, the source means the boy, he is also the listener himself. So we can say a source or the listener. So the distance between the listener and the wall, suppose a boy is standing in front of a mountain and he is shouting, right? So he is the listener, and the distance between himself and the mountain, that is a rigid surface, should be minimum 17 meter. Now the question comes, why it should be of 17 meter? Now the reason behind, if the distance between the listener and the reflector is less than 17 meter, then the original sound and the reflected sound will get mixed up, and you will be unable to distinguish between the reflected sound and original sound. So also there should be a time gap, that means that should be of 0.1 second. So then only you can distinguish this reflected sound and the original sound, right? So this is the fourth point. The intensity of sound should be sufficient so that it can be heard after reflection. So you see, if the intensity of sound produced by a boy is not large enough, that means the sound will not go till the obstacle and it will not get reflected back. The strength of the sound signal will be very less, so you cannot distinguish the echo with an original sound, right? So these are the conditions of in production of echo. Now based upon this, we were asked many numericals, right? So numericals will be solved based upon this topic. You see, let us consider this is a wall. Okay, so this is the wall and a boy is standing here. Let us consider the boy position is this one and this is the wall. Okay, the sound produced by him, let us consider 300 meter per second. Okay, and the time is, you can consider 15 seconds, right? Calculate the distance. Now what is the distance between the boy and the wall? So the time 15 seconds it takes once it gets moved from this boy. The boy is shouting here, the sound will go and it gets reflected back. That total time is 15 seconds and the speed of sound is considered to be as 300 meter per second. We know speed is equal to distance by time, right? So speed means here 300, distance. Now while going it covers d distance and while coming it covers d distance, that d plus d, that is 2d, right? So we have t here, so t value is also given, that is 15, right? And we will cross multiply, d equals to 300 into 15 divided by 2, that means this 2 150s are, so 15 15s are 225 and 10, that means this much meter, right? So this is how we will find the distance between a listener and the reflector. So based upon this formula, that is speed is equal to 2d by t. So using this formula we will be solving few numericals. Okay, I will be giving you numericals homework also, so in your WhatsApp group. So this how we will solve the numericals based upon this topic, that is speed is equals to twice of distance divided by time. Uses of echoes, that means this echo condition we use for measuring the depth of an ocean. Okay, now how does it work? I'll just explain here. You see in a screen you can see a ship. Now this ship has a transmitter as well as a receiver. Transmitter transmits high frequency signal, that is ultrasound you can say. So high frequency signal goes and strikes the ocean bed. Now the reflector, the rigid surface is here. So after reflecting from this ocean bed, again it comes back. So you see the speed of sound in water, that is known. So we can note the time duration also, so when it is transmitted and when it is received. So when we know the speed and time, and if you divide by 2, then we will get the depth of the ocean, right? So this is being used in measuring the depth of a sea or ocean. So it is also called sonar technology, right? Sound navigation and ranging. So it is also used to determine if there is any submarine going below the ship or not. Okay, the captains of the ship, they use this technology to find out any submarine or any obstacle beneath the ship or not. So this echo is also used by mammals, that is a bat, that is also called echolocation. So they avoid their obstacles while flying in the dark. They emit high frequency sequels while flying. So that means these bats, they produce ultrasound waves. Now when they produce a waves, the waves goes and strikes any obstacle which is between them. So as soon as it strikes any obstacle, it gets reflected back and bat can understand or it can sense its prey. Like you see in a diagram, the bat is producing sound, that means you see the insect is here, the sound waves emitted in all direction while goes and strikes an insect in between its way. Then likewise the bat can sense the presence of an insect. Okay, so this is how it is used by animals also. So somewhat it is also called echolocation. Like bats, dolphins also emit high frequency sound, that is ultrasonic waves. These high frequency waves detect obstacles by producing echo. So they avoid fishing nets and they can detect fish during night. So dolphins are also using this. Okay, so by fishermen or the trawlermen, they use echoes to locate shoals of fish as a number of fishes close together to form a reflecting surface for sound waves. So these are the uses. So first uses we have seen that is used in sonar. Next uses we have seen that is used by bat for locating its prey or changing its direction from the obstacle. It is also used by dolphins, and next it is also used by fishermen or the trawlermen. Okay, so why they use? Fishermen use echoes to locate shoals of fish. That means this is a collective noun. So shoals of fish as a number of fishes close together to form a reflecting surface of sound waves. Also it is used in radar technology, that is radio detection and ranging. So it is used to find the location of an enemy aircraft. Also it is used to find the distance of moon and the planets of solar system from the earth. Okay, so by sending the radio waves and this sonar technology, so we can determine the distance between the heavenly bodies. So the same formula we will be using here, that is d equals to c into t by 2. Now here c is the speed of light. In case of sonar we have seen d equals to v into t by 2, that v was the velocity of sound in water. Here it is c is the speed of light in vacuum. Okay, so if you have bought book, you will see few numericals solved in this example questions. A man stands at a distance of 255 meters away from the wall. He fires a rifle and hears an echo after 1.5 seconds. Calculate the velocity of sound. So that means in this question you see distance is also given, time is also given. Just you need to place the values in the formula. Okay, so after calculation you are getting here 340 meters per second. Similarly, a boy stands in front of a cliff, that is a mountain. On other side of the river he fires a gun and hears an echo after 6 seconds. The boy then moves 170 meters backward and again fires the gun. Now he hears the echo after 7 seconds. Calculate the width of the river and the speed of the sound. So you see the total sound in the previous case, first case, that is 6 seconds. So we know v equals to 2d by t. So in place of t we are substituting here 6. Now in the second case the sound is heard after 7 seconds. So now his time is 7 seconds, but the distance has been changed. So when he moves backward 170 meters, that means the distance has increased. So d plus 170. Now if you divide equation 1 by 2 and if you cross multiply, you will be getting the value of d. That is our required answer. Now once you have got the value of d, if you place in any of the equation, that is equation 1 or 2, then you will be getting the value of v also. That is our next answer, right? So this are we going to solve the numericals. So this numerical also you will be writing in your exercise book. Example number 3, a radar is able to detect the reflected waves from an enemy aeroplane after a time interval of 0.015 millisecond. If the velocity of the wave is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second, calculate the distance of aeroplane from the radar. So velocity is given, time is also given. You see millisecond is written as 10 to the power minus 3 second. Substitute all the values in the given formula and you will get the answer. So in your WhatsApp group I will be giving this page, this section exercises for the sound chapter. So there are a few numericals also you see, you will be solving in your exercise book. Okay, and keep your exercise book update, because I can say any time for submission of your copy, right? You will be clicking pictures of your exercise book and you will be sending in my WhatsApp. So keep your copy up to date. Okay, and very soon I am going to conduct the online test of the previous chapter, so be prepared for that. So in this video only this much. Thank you.